up win number 3 in 2007.
Pick. 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. 3 and 4, make room. Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another 7-time champ. Jimmy Johnson wins his 7th NASCAR Sprint Cup championship.
Welcome back to the Slide Job Podcast. I'm your host, Colton Smith, here joined by co-host Ben Miller. And for the first time since like episode 2 of the revival, Chenry 20, Caleb Henry, is joining us here on the podcast. Chenry, welcome back.
My last one was recapping Daytona.
Yeah,
500.
It sure was,
I'm
wasn't
just
it?
only allowed out after Daytona, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, you're back for one of the most important episodes of the season. It's playoff time. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to start with all the 23-11 news that came out just after we recorded, or maybe the morning after we recorded the recap podcast for this week. Once we finish that, we're going to get to the full playoff breakdown, going through all the bracket and revealing ours. We actually have some pretty similar stuff here, but a couple key differences for sure. So excited to get to that. And then we'll wrap up by previewing Darlington a bit, giving our winner picks and whatnot. But Chenry asked you how you're doing. Ben, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just another day at the office at TQL, getting settled into my new job. Training is still in progress, but every day just getting better at it, getting more confident. But yeah.
Glad to hear it. I'm gonna go ahead and segue right into this Tyler Reddick talk here. Bob Pockrass Fox Sports article dropped with some notable quotes. NASCAR says that it plans to issue a charter to a team that it didn't name. We can probably speculate on that here in a moment for 2026. While 2311 in Front Row Motorsports said if the charters they had earlier this year are sold, they would shut down following the 2025 Cup Series season. There was no specifics on the timing when they would close if their charters were sold. They both indicated that that would be obvious. As a result, this court has already found that it is not economically viable to race as an open team on a long-term basis. NASCAR did not challenge that finding on an appeal. NASCAR also did not specify whether it was selling or giving a charter to a team in 2026, whether that team is an existing organization or a new one. But it did indicate it is from owners who have expressed interest in obtaining a Cup Series charter to NASCAR executives multiple times over the past several years. That's the first little chunk. We'll get to the second little chunk of this battle that came out pretty much all at once here. But what are your guys' thoughts? Who do you think that team is? I know there's a lot that are thrown out there. I think there's a pretty obvious one. Starting with Ben, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, since the beginning, I know I keep saying it whenever we talk about it, though. I mean, this whole lawsuit thing going on with 2311 in Front Row is just absolutely mind-boggling. And, it's just crazy to know about the whole charter thing. And the fact that there's a possibility that they might shut down, I was just like, wow, that's definitely disappointing, though. But I feel like if they end up like shutting down or anything like that, I would probably say like Legacy might get a charter. I'm not really sure, but but overall though, this thing is just absolutely bananas in my opinion.
Chenry, what do you think?
I think it could be Legacy. It could be Junior Motorsports. Or it could be, and what I think is likely, Luff. Luff and NASCAR to get them to sign some before they go to town on this lawsuit in the courts.
Could you argue that the idea of Front Row and 2311 closing at the end of the season is also a bluff to try and get court approval, juries on their side, whatnot?
I feel it's bluff both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Both are trying to get an out-of-court settlement right now. NASCAR doesn't want to show the books to the courts. I know that. I don't think 23XI is scared to.
if there's one thing, well, 2311, what have they been around long enough to really have anything bad on the books? But NASCAR does not want that.
No.
For sure.
Yeah.
But to add on to the second part of this whole spiel, Jenna Fryer on Twitter reported that Tyler Reddick has given a breach of contract notice and sponsors are scaling back. Both of these teams are due in court on Thursday, so we don't necessarily want to go too hog wild because by the time this comes out on Friday, we're recording this on Wednesday. Most of this will be old news, but what are your thoughts on the idea of Tyler Reddick potentially being able to get out of his contract, and where do you think he could end up, starting with Ben again?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely mind-boggling, though, because when you think of Tyler Reddick, when he got to 2311, though, he was going to be maybe their franchise driver. I mean, how talented this guy is, though, but, I mean, it's kind of up in the air. On where he can go, though. I mean, I don't know if I'm talking crazy here, but say, for instance, if 2311 does shut down, like, what if maybe Junior Motorsports makes a jump to the Cup Series, though? I know that's probably a tough, bold prediction, though. But, yeah, I feel like if that does happen, I'm not really sure, but I honestly don't say, for instance, though, if Legacy does end up getting that third charter, I just don't see him going to Legacy. I just don't know why, but that's just my opinion.
Jenny?
I don't see him leaving unless it closes because I don't see a better option for this season. I feel like his breach of contract thing that he put in is probably just what you have to do in that situation. Just protect yourself if the opportunity does come.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him in the 48 after this season. Bowman does have a contract due next season in Ally Lexing, but I don't see him anywhere. I could see maybe he goes to Legacy. Toyota tries to keep him in-house for Denny Hamlin's replacement, potentially. But even that, I don't see a better ride for him jumping ship. If they close, maybe he goes like Colleague or Spire as a holding gap year. But I don't see him directly jumping ship unless they close.
I have no idea what the situation looks like, but if I'm Brad Keselowski, I'm considering retirement to open up a spot for Tyler Reddick to be on my team. I mean, think of that lineup right now. Ryan Preece has built himself into a consistent, it's only been 1 year, but he looks like a playoff threat. Looks like he will be for a couple years to come. Tyler Reddick is obviously a playoff guy. Chris Buescher should be a playoff guy. So, I mean, that's a lineup right there. If I'm Brad Keselowski, I'm thinking maybe this is where I prioritize being an owner over still wanting to be a driver, and I open up that seat for Tyler Reddick, who's looking for a secured spot. Yeah, I mean, I don't see them opening up. Well, they can't even open up to 4 now anymore. I forgot about that.
Let's not forget that 6 is not guaranteed a charter next season if they lease it from Rick Ware.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe they're trying to purchase a charter. Maybe that's who's in the charter. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a lot.
If that happens, I could see Brad retiring to keep Preece.
Yeah,
for sure.
This whole silly season has been one of the quieter silly seasons I would say in a while. But I think this lawsuit really has the potential to turn it into another just what the hell silly season if they really want to.
Yeah,
I think next season it's setting up a crazy next year silly season.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True. Like a little calm before the storm here. Like
if
Daniel
Ware takes that charter back, then I don't know what they do with Ryan Preece.
Yeah.
Maybe Brad runs part-time in an open car.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like if I'm Brad, I gotta understand that like he probably still has another couple years.
Brad's been hot actually.
Yeah, he's been hot the second half of the year. I can't argue against that. I'm not saying he doesn't have any left in the tank, but sometimes you just got to read the room and understand that in the long term, Preece is probably a better option in the 6 or 60 than Keselowski in the 6.
Yeah, I just don't see better. I mean, look, why is Kyle Busch saying to Richard Childress Racing, there's no better option?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
and that's what's kind of being created by the 3 charter limit.
Yeah.
And just really kind of just how talented all the teams are right now. I don't think there's really much chink in the armor. Even Ty Gibbs has turned it around at Joe Gibbs. So it's
No.
really hard to really
the closest
justify.
The closest big seat to being open is Cindric, and that's not a knock at Cindric. He just doesn't have that protection anymore.
That's true.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
how did I forget about that? He's been solid though. I can't really.
I could see them to get
There's
him in
been
house.
improvement.
They could cut Barry and bring him in. To get him in the Penske house.
Ooh, Chenry.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't see Austin Cindric leaving Team Penske.
I could see him going to they say you go to the 21 and like figure out whatever you got to figure out, and we're bringing in Tyler Reddick to compete for
He
championships.
just doesn't have that. He don't have his dad's protection anymore because he was dismissed from the team, correct? After
Correct.
the Indy 500 scandal.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep, exactly.
So I could see.
But,
I mean, Penske won the talented driver right there.
Penske's really good at getting those drivers that slip through the cracks at other organizations too, like
Joey
finding
Logano.
a way to bring in. Joey Logano is a former Toyota guy.
Good point. Yeah.
Didn't Rusty drive for a smaller team at first when he first came up too?
I'm sure he did. Yeah, he definitely did for sure.
Hmm.
So I think it's something to keep in mind. I think that's actually
Just gonna
possible.
hit me.
No,
That's the
no
best seat
clickbait.
possible.
I think there maybe we're just like too much in a what if mode, Chenry. But like,
But maybe they. But maybe they put him in the 21 just to hold him until Cindric's contract is up or whatever.
true.
They'll give him one more year to see what they want to do.
If I'm Penske, I'm doing it because Tyler Reddick is
Yeah.
a very talented driver. He has yet to really have the full blown postseason success. But
Mhm.
if I'm Penske, I'm calling that door. Hey, you want a secured ride? You don't want this uncertainty at 23-11 that they could or they may or may not be here next year. And we're not even talking about what this means for Bubba Wallace if he were to lose a job. He has proven his time at 23-11. He deserves a ride in the Cup Series.
Bubba's got funding to help
Yeah.
him, but I just don't know if there's a
He
good
does.
ride for him.
Especially watching Bubba this summer, though. I mean, he's having the season of his life. I mean, he won the Brickyard 400, of course. So I feel like this is a year we know who Bubba Wallace is as a true competitor, though, because he's proven it this year. Like, he can go out, he can compete for wins, he can get consistent finishes. So that 23 car, like, he's fast right now. He's fast, and but yeah, for sure.
He's the one I don't know where he goes. He does have the funding to help him, though.
He does for sure.
I think he would
So-
also have to take a holding gap year.
It'd be a really interesting place. We're not even talking about. I mean, Front Row's really been a non-factor team this year, unfortunately. But
Who knows? Maybe
those are
Barry
drivers who need.
Maybe
who
Barry
need-
and Cindric are screwed, and they both get cut for Bubba and Reddick. Or Bubba. and
I
Reddick,
think consistently, those are two drivers that are just simply better than Cindric and Barry at this point. And you
I do
put
think
those
Barry
guys
deserves one more year.
in Penske. I agree. And then Penske is a team that is obviously better than 23-11 in most senses. So seeing those two get an upgrade, I don't know. But that's far-fetched. We have gone way off the rails, fellas. Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick going to Penske, drive the 21 and the 2. That was not where I expected this conversation to go, but it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense to me.
For
but
sure. Yeah.
We'll see what the comments think about that one. I would love
Probably
to see
won't like
Bull's
us.
reaction to
There's
that.
a
Bull's
Cindric
reaction
fan
was
that watches. I
priceless.
remember on Twitter.
Cindric fan. I'm sorry. I'm giving him credit this year, but let's go ahead and move along to our playoff talks because I'm sure that'll go off the rails as well. We all filled out brackets for NASCAR's fantasy games. The grid challenge, what they call it. I knew it wasn't playoff challenge. The grid challenge.
Grid challenge.
So, grid challenge. If you guys are interested in joining the grid challenge, I'll drop it down below in the comment section. It's also on my Twitter. If you guys go there, you can follow me there while you're there, and also find the link there if you want to go up against us in that bracket challenge.
I want
is
to add
essentially
a
what it
thank you
is,
to
the grid
NASCAR for
challenge.
finally fixing it after 11 seasons.
Mhm,
I'm getting it right.
absolutely. I just realized I left college football open on the TV behind me, so the people have been watching. My coach is standing in the background, ready to play number 8 Alabama. At number 8 Alabama, so that should be fun. But let's get in this conversation. We went through when we talked about our grids before this, trying to figure out what talking points we would have, which drivers we all were pretty consistent on. So as for the round of 16, which includes Darlington, WWT Raceway, and Bristol, We have Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Blaney, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, and Ross Chastain. We all unanimously agreed that they would move on to the next round. Where we had some differences was Chinry and I had Cindric making it to the round of 12, whereas Ben had Tyler Reddick making it to the round of 12. So yes, me and Chinry, hot iron, went with Tyler Reddick missing the round of 12, which is something I kind of alluded to when I said he hasn't really had the full-blown playoff success yet. But I guess he did make the Final Four, so I don't know if that's really a fair take.
He did. He did.
Yeah, completely unfair take from me then. So where I want to start is with from Bubba Wallace to Austin Cindric. I think that's where some people could see differently. Let's start with Bubba Wallace. What made you guys put him into the next round? Ben, you kind of just had a good spiel about him, so I'll let you start.
Yeah. So, like going into this playoffs, though, I had full faith in Bubba Wallace. I mean, he's having the best season of his career at 23-11. He got a win at the Brickyard, like I mentioned. I mean, he's had a great summer stretch overall, putting up consistent finishes. He's shown up to the track with great speed, and I just feel like with what we saw from the 23 this summer, I feel like that's going to be beneficial as we head into the playoffs. And I think they're a top 5 team right now. Like they're going to keep the momentum going, and I can definitely see the 23 making a deep run in these playoffs. And I got full faith in Bubba for sure.
Jenner?
I just feel Bubba has to make it past around the 12 it just has to happen at some point. Or past around 16, sorry.
Mm.
He's had a good year. This has been the best of his career, so what better way to make it with a round 12 appearance for him?
Yep, I agree. And I think a lot of the round of 16 is treading water. If you can tread water, get consistent top 15s even, you can do better than the one. You can survive against the drivers who collapse. And you look at Joey Logano, that's another one who tends to just find his way into the round of 12. And as he did last year, found his way into a championship, but we don't have to go there. Please don't do that again, NASCAR. That storyline's getting old. But I do think Joey Logano, I think we all can pretty well probably have the same take on Joey Logano. It's just somebody who's been in the playoffs a lot, usually is able to find his way to the round of 12. And Darlington's a good track for him. Bristol's a good track for him. So I think that's a pretty cut, dry one. Alex Bowman, he's got the least amount of playoff points going into this. I don't have to ask Chinry why he has Alex Bowman in the round of 12, but Ben, why do you have him there?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's pretty obvious. Alex Bowman, he's had a good summer stretch, I would say, from his Michigan crash. I feel like that team, since that race, has really turned it around, though. I mean, they started to run consistent. Doesn't have that win, but he runs consistently to get these good finishes that we saw in the summertime. And I just feel like now that he got that 16th and final playoff spot, I can, in a way, I can see the 48 car being a sleeper in these playoffs, because I feel like they can make a deep run for sure.
Generally, I'll let you talk about your guy.
I mean, he's been on a tear this summer. Well, not really a tear, but a consistent tear compared to what he was. And he has been known to turn it on in the playoffs.
I mean, last season he should have been in the Final Four.
Yeah, and then
That's right. Yeah,
well, the year he had the concussion. Remember, he was looking like a Final Four contender that year until his concussion. Turned it out then, and he had winning speed at Bristol before his engine just mysteriously blew up. He had top 5 speed at Darlington until his tire somehow went down. Lloyd Trackley's not so good at his gateway, which Hendrick's not very good at back. But if they can just put together a mediocre day and have good runs at the other two, I think they're in.
It's like I said, if you can just tread water, you should be fine, especially when you're competing against Austin Dillon and Josh Berry and Shane Van Gisbergen at ovals. So Shane does have an advantage, SVG. We should probably mention that because Bull has him in his round of 8. Yeah, I forgot to mention Bull's list here. He has him in his round of 8. He talked about it as his hot take, but He essentially has Shane Van Gisbergen taking advantage of that plus 16 gap to the cut line, surviving and winning at the Charlotte Roval, which gets him into the round of 8. I am not that bold, but I respect it. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think the chances are of that happening? I'll start with Chinry this time.
I mean, he's going to need some other guys below him to have issues. 16's not a huge gap. That's just a 1 or 2 stages.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point.
Getting eliminated. But I mean, if say these guys behind him have a bunch of issues and he just has steady 20th place runs, he might have a shot. But Darlington and Bristol are probably 2 of the toughest oval tracks for somebody who's not good at ovals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I have. Oh, sorry, Ben. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I mean, like I was iffy at first. Like maybe that 16-point advantage isn't really that much of an advantage, but I mean, but yeah, I would say Darlington is kind of a tough track, and along with Bristol as well for Shane Van Gisbergen. But he did say on the Kevin Harvick Happy Hour that out of all the ovals that NASCAR goes to, he said that Darlington was his favorite. So we'll see how he does in this weekend in the Southern 500 though. But like I feel like there is potential there for SVG. I mean, throughout the season though, he has been getting better at the ovals. I feel like as of right now, compared to what we saw at the beginning of the season, but like I got faith for him in Darlington because, like I mentioned, he did say that was his favorite oval track. But for Bristol, for somebody who hasn't had that much experience at ovals, I feel like that's going to be a really, really tough race for him to advance to the next round. But like I said, there is potential for him in Darlington, I think, to get a good result.
Yeah. So looking at Bull's bracket real quick here, he had Cindric and Chastain missing the round of 12, and then in their place, SVG and Tyler Reddick. So let's get to the bottom of that. Ross Chastain, can we kind of all agree it's the same with Logano, just kind of consistent. He can tread water for the round of 16. WWT, I think, is one of his better tracks. I know Darlington.
He has one there. Did he win the first race there?
No, it was
Logano. Logano.
Yeah,
won the
Logano.
first race there.
It was one. It was first or second, or one of the first. He won.
But I know Darlington's always been a good track for him. His stats don't necessarily represent that in the Cup Series, but he finished 7th there in the spring, so I feel confident he'll be able to reiterate that. So I like Chastain. I think that's a pretty universal one. But then we get to Cindric versus Reddick, and this is where I go. Cindric is really good at Gateway. He just got the win there last year and finished well in there earlier this year. He isn't the best at Bristol or Darlington, doesn't have a top 10 there, but Darlington actually is one of his better average finish tracks. So if he gets a little better equipment, he might be able to get a good finish there. And then it's just kind of, I think he can get 2 top 15s. And I think that's really all he has to do, as long as he's a top 5 at Gateway. And that's why I went with them. And I'm also basically assuming that Tyler Reddick will end up falling. I think there's always one driver each year that just collapses in the round of 16. And I feel that the writing is on the wall for Tyler Reddick. Since Dover, where he finished 12th, he has finished 29th, 19th, a good 9th place finish at Watkins Glen, but then 34th at Richmond and 21st at Daytona. It has been not pretty. And even when you go before that, he had some good finishes at Sonoma, Chicago, and Atlanta, but then a 32nd at Pocono, a 20th at Mexico. So it's really just been a rough summer for Tyler Reddick. And sometimes you can just clean slate at the playoffs and turn it around. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening with all of the off-track stuff going on. I think there might be more than meets the eye to this Tyler Reddick in 23-11 situation. And because of that, I think he's out in the round of 16.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, with the lawsuit going on and everything happening at 23-11, like even though I do have Reddick advancing, I just have this feeling that, like from what you said, Colton, though, it's been a rough year for Tyler Reddick, and but I just have this feeling that when it comes playoff time, that 45 group, they're going to hit the reset button and they're going to try to turn it around a little bit. Like Darlington's been Darlington, I believe I think he got a top 5 there last April, I believe. And but I just have this feeling, like I said, that they're. I'm sorry.
4th place.
Oh, 4th place. Okay, thank you. But yeah, with Darlington coming up, though, I feel like that'll be a perfect track to try to get that momentum going. And but when the one thing I meant to mention was Richmond. He had a fast car. He was running up front. Potentially could have been a win, but he made contact with Ty Gibbs, I believe, and he wrecked down the front stretch. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So, but yeah, in a way, though, despite them having a rough year, though, but they're not getting the results, though. They have shown the speed, though. I just feel like, in a way, they just need to put the finishes together. And but yeah, I just have a feeling that they're going to turn it around starting at Darlington.
My headset died. So, Henry, if you want to talk about your Tyler Reddick and Austin Cindric, I'll go find a different headset to put on. I'll be right back.
I think with Reddick, I mean, he just has had such a slump, and I think some of this lawsuit stuff's going to be a distraction to this team. But I mean, if he can get out of the first round, I think he can make it to the round of 8. But I think this first round is going to be a struggle for him, just with everything else going on at the worst time possible. He doesn't have very many top 10s since Dover, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that team's just hitting a slump at the wrong time. As for Cindric, I think these tracks benefit Penske. The flat ovals and short tracks really benefit Penske. He won a race on speed at Gateway last year. And Bristol, anything can happen. Penske's good at short tracks. So I think Cindric's really going to benefit those.
All right, I am back, and I can hear you guys now. So,
Welcome back.
yeah, whatever Chinry said, ditto, because I had the same thing. Hope Tyler Reddick proves me wrong, though. I have nothing against him or anything like that. So, moving on to the round of 12. I think it was the round of 8. I think we pretty well had the same till we got to the bottom here. Kyle Larson, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell. Ben does not have Chase Elliott. But I have Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, and I have Joey Logano. I'll just say it simply because I don't want him to be there, and so he tends to go places I don't want him to be. And so I expect him to make it to the round of 8, and literally no other reason for that. I just couldn't choose. I figured Bowman have Hendrick will sabotage him or something again. So, anywho, Chenry, you had something different from me as well. What was that?
I had Bowman in over Logano.
Right. I can't imagine why.
Well, Kansas and the Roval are 2 of his best tracks.
Roval hasn't been since the Next Gen era. That's what did me in for.
He had a bad race.
Bowman.
Remember, that was his only bad race there though. Last year he had that damage. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
You might talk me into Bowman then. You might talk me into Bowman, but not during the course of this show.
Yeah.
To give you bulls really quick, he has SVG in the round of 8. He has Chase Elliott in there and Bubba Wallace sneaking in, which is honestly a take that I was going to entertain here in a moment. But let's go to Ben Miller first because he does not have Chase Elliott in. I think I know what he's going to say, but I'll let him say it for himself.
Yeah, I mean, as much as he's been consistent this year with the top 20 finishes, I just don't really see Chase Elliott making it to the round of 8. I just don't know. I just feel like they're not where they need to be heading into the playoffs, and I just got some other guys that are ahead of them as of right now.
You know what? I am live changing my bracket right now. I agree with you, and I am actually going to switch in. It's either Bowman or Bubba, and the reason I say Bubba is because I think he has a shot at winning that Kansas race. We know 23:11 is fast there. I'm going to think about it. Chenry, I'll let you talk about You talked about Bowman. What was the other differences here? I think one point that needs to be made about Chase Briscoe. We all had Chase Briscoe in there. What have you seen from Briscoe that leads you to believe that he'll make it this far, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Chase Briscoe, I mean, since that win at Pocono, though, I mean, at the end of the summer stretch, though, he has been arguably the most consistent driver, though. I mean, in a way, he can be a sleeper to make it to Phoenix in his first year at Joe Gibbs Racing, though. I mean, like I said, since that win at Pocono, that driver, I mean, Briscoe has put up consistent top 5 results. He shows up every week at the track with speed. He's a great qualifier. And I feel like we're going to see that a lot in these playoffs. So, I mean, he has 6 poles this year. So that 19 car, they're definitely going to be factors to win some poles. And I feel like they're going to continue to show that speed. And yeah, I definitely can't wait to see what Chase Briscoe can do in his first season at Joe Gibbs Racing into the playoffs, because I can definitely I feel like in a way he can be a sleeper to surprise some people a little bit.
So I have made my decision. I'm sorry, Chenry, but I have Bubba Wallace moving on to the round of 8. Actually, yeah, it's probably better off for your driver anyways.
Yeah.
So the reason I take that's a good point. It worked out once. But Bubba, the reason I go with Bubba here is because he's actually sneaky good at New Hampshire. He's got some good finishes there. I talked about Kansas, and the Roval has been one of his better road courses. So if he can just get a decent finish at the Roval, run top 5, get a bunch of stage points at Kansas and New Hampshire, then I see him making it to the next round. I think Bowman will have a rough race at New Hampshire and have good races at Roval and Kansas, but I think Bubba will be able to consistently finish well at all 3, and that's why I give him the nod here. But yeah, is there any other talk anything we need to talk about? I've eliminated Chase Elliott from my round of 8. Just seems like it's been one of those years. Go ahead.
Just to brag on Bowman to get disappointed. He only has that race last year is his only Roval race outside the top 10.
Okay.
Now he did miss one because of the year of his concussion.
Mm-hmm.
In Kansas, he had race-winning speed until he got a little bit of nose damage and became a top 5 car. But still, so without that damage.
Well, you know I'm rooting for, but I should never choose who I'm rooting for.
But then Hendrick probably found the checking in.
So was there anybody else that we wanted to bring up before we move on? Logano, for me, I said what I said. I don't want him to be there, so he'll be there. It's like I did that one year where I just picked him to win, and
it's an odd number year, so he only does that in even number years.
That is a good point. That is a good point.
I mean, I think for like Chastain, Cindric, I think they're just as mid as can be.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Bubba and Bowman will be battling for that final spot. So, and I think Logano will be in the hunt for it.
And we know Bubba and Bowman very often find themselves battling for things.
They even tried to make up and it just can't.
Yeah, it's like they're like, oh, we're cool now, and then just something else will happen, and it's just whenever they race together, something happens.
It seems they made up from the Chicago window pretty quick.
That's good.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I think Chastain just missed. Chastain could.
Chastain could. Realistically, I could see him
Chastain
getting
did
a
win
good
a
race.
show, which was a mile and a half, so maybe he could win Kansas somehow.
Well, it's the Roval.
Kansas.
Oh,
still a mile and a half.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking.
Yeah, I can definitely. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
He has the ability to pop off and win anywhere.
I would agree. I would agree to that.
Same with Joey Logano. Logano could win. Maybe I think New Hampshire's Bell's race, but if he wins anywhere, it's fair.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move along to the final 4. The round of 8 will be Las Vegas, Talladega, and Martinsville. Me and Chenry will be there at Martinsville to witness probably a Ryan Blaney or Christopher Bell clutch win.
With Garrett's first NASCAR experience.
He's been to NASCAR before.
Has he?
I think so. I don't know. I have to ask him. I know he knows a little more about the sport than the average Joe. So my final 4 is Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe. You mentioned that, Ben. He has a good shot at making it in his first year. I got Chase Briscoe and Kyle Larson rounding out my final 4. Bull has Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and Christopher Bell in his final four. So, gentlemen, Ben, I'll let you start. What's your final four looking like?
All right. So just to clarify, though, I do not have Chase Briscoe in my final four, though. But like I said, in a way, though, don't get me wrong. He is going to be a sleeper to make it to Phoenix, but I got some guys ahead of him. But here we go. My final four in Phoenix, guys. I got the 12 of Ryan Blaney, 24 of William Byron, 20 of Christopher Bell, and the 5 of Kyle Larson.
Chinnery, what's your final four
I
looking
have
like?
the 11 of Denny Hamlin, the 24 of William Byron, the 12 of Ryan Blaney, and the 9 of Chase Elliott.
Thank you so much, Chinnery. I'm glad somebody has faith in my boy. Or maybe it's a Chase Elliott walk-off win at Martinsville. Oh my gosh, the things I would do.
Chase
Anyways.
Elliott walked off top 5 in Martinsville, more than likely.
Yeah, so Blaney, did we all have Blaney or did you not have Blaney?
Yeah, I have Blaney.
So we all have Blaney. I think we see the kind of trajectory he's on. This has been his round. Talladega's a good track for him. Martinsville's a good track for him, which Talladega is pretty consistently not a good track for most playoff drivers, but he's usually able to find the way. And Vegas isn't his best track, but let me switch around the race stats here. Oh, no, that's actually Vegas is a pretty good track for him. Yeah, he's got 10 top 5s on his career there, 16 top 10s. So this round is very good for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I meant to point that out. Vegas, I believe he had a 9.2 average finish, something like that. But
I don't have that pulled up. I just have the silly NASCAR stats pulled up. But I mean, if you have 16 top 10s, 10 top 5s, you're doing pretty good there. Over 18 starts.
Yeah,
not a win though. Vega, he's got 3 wins. Martinsville, he's got 3 wins. He's got 22 top 10. No, not 22. I can't do math. NASCAR's weird. They don't have it all the same. But yeah, Blaney, I think he's pretty well a lock. I didn't even realize how well this round matched up for him until I got to doing the research for this. So yeah, I'm pretty convinced Blaney makes the round of 8. He's got a good shot at making the round of the final 4. Christopher Bell, I'm just going with that clutch gene. I feel like he has that clutch gene. He pretty consistently is able to use that clutch gene in the round of 8 to make it there. So I'm going with that. What are your thoughts on C Bell, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see Christopher Bell making it to the Final Four. I mean, he's made it to the Final Four the last 2 years and came up short of the championship, of course, though. But, I mean, he started out the year hot, though, winning 3 consecutive races, and which included Phoenix. I'm sorry?
I tried to steal your thunder. You said it.
Yeah, Phoenix. But yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that C-Bell, I mean, even though he's had a rough stretch, like a couple other drivers, though, but I believe he's going to be one of those drivers that's going to hit the reset button this weekend in Darlington, and we're going to see that 20 car up front competing for wins, and he's definitely going to contend for a championship, though. And yeah, they're going to get their momentum back, and I can definitely see them doing a lot of damage in these playoffs.
Kyle Larson, I did not originally have in my round of 4. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about why I made my choices, and I'll let you guys individually talk about yours. I think that's the easiest way to do this. I should have thought about that before. But
you're good.
For Kyle Larson, I have him in the round of 4. I think he has a pretty solid chance of winning at Las Vegas. Even still, probably a top 5 there. And then Dega, just tread water, man. Just tread water. I've been saying this whole time.
Chance to win Daytona.
If he doesn't win Vegas, then I get a little more iffy on his Final Four chances because of Talladega. But like you said, he did have a chance at Daytona, so it's really anything could happen. He could find his way at a decent finish at Talladega. If he gets that, Martinsville is not a shockingly good track for him, but still a good. He has a win there, so it's not a bad track for him by any stretch. Yeah, it's a good track for Hendrick Motorsports for sure. So. I have him there based on that. And then I got Chase Briscoe in there because you look at his stats, he's got 9 starts at Las Vegas. Okay. I don't think these are his stats, but, he's been decent at Las Vegas, decent at Talladega and Martinsville. And especially Martinsville. I think it's a track he could potentially end up winning in a walk-off fashion. doing that in Stewart-Haas Racing Equipment, I think he can improve even obviously with the 19 car. And I think he's just a sneaky guy. He's got the advantage of consistently starting up front, and the stage points that he'll be able to gain from that at Las Vegas and Martinsville will be nice. And he can pull off a Talladega win. Even he can win a stage or two at Talladega. So I think his kind of strategy of getting all those stage points has paid off to this point. I think it'll continue to pay off into the championship. So Ben, let's talk about the rest of your Final Four.
Yes. So I know I covered Seabell, but I'm going to flip the switch to Ryan Blaney. Just looking at Ryan Blaney this year, I mean, he's been consistent. He's had a fast car all year, though. Just some bad luck has kind of bit him in a way. But when you look at the end of the regular season, though, I mean, he is on a tear. I mean, with 6 consecutive top 10s, I mean, arguably the hottest driver right now as we head into the playoffs. Of course, he got that win at Daytona, though. But, yeah, he's another driver that you definitely cannot sleep on. He's always a factor every single year. He's made it to the championship for the last 2 years. He's made it to the championship for the last 2 years, excuse me. And back in 2023, he won the title, of course. But, yeah, just looking at these round of tracks, I mean, specifically Talladega and Martinsville, I mean, those are two of his best tracks. I mean, you know how Blaney performs at the super speedways. Talladega is always in his wheelhouse. And when, just super speedways in general, he won at Daytona last Saturday, I should say. But, and also at Martinsville, you know, he's a good short track racer, though. The last 2 years, he was below the cut line. And what's he do? He ends up winning and advances himself to Phoenix. So, I got Blaney in my round for sure. And then just looking at William Byron, he's arguably been the most consistent. He's been the most consistent driver. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I feel like even though he's had a rough summer stretch, though, he ended up winning the regular season title. And I feel like with that win at Iowa, that's going to create momentum as we head into the playoffs. And he's another driver that's made it to Phoenix the last 2 years. And in a way, with how much he's been consistent this season, he's always up front. He's always winning races. And Phoenix has been a really good track for him. I can definitely see him breaking through to get his first NASCAR Cup Series championship. I mean, he's a good super speedway racer. I mean, specifically just looking at Talladega, he's always up front, always leading laps. He knows how to get around these super speedways, and Vegas is a good track for him too, though. He does have a win there, and always performs well at the 1.5 mile tracks. And of course, Martinsville, an HMS track where he does have a win. So I can definitely see him advancing. And my last one, I got Kyle Larson. These 3 tracks are so beneficial for Larson. He has a win at Las Vegas, always really consistent on the 1.5 mile tracks. You know how he is running the high side up against the wall. And Talladega, he's gotten better this year at the super speedways. When you look at Talladega, Daytona, and Atlanta, we see him running up front, always leading laps, always a contender for the win. So I feel like he's starting to find his groove on the super speedways, and Martinsville, of course, where he does have a win, always a factor to win the grandfather clock. And Larson is going to be really competitive at these 3 tracks, which is going to be beneficial when he advances to Phoenix to win his second NASCAR Cup Series championship.
Jenry, tell us about your Final Four.
I have the 9 at Chase Elliott, who's just been quietly consistent, kind of having that Matt Kenseth 2003 season where he won the championship off of 1 win. I think he can make it on consistency. I have the 11 at Denny Hamlin because and this is a terrible reason, but how ironic would it be if the guy who's suing NASCAR has a shot at a championship in the final race?
I like that.
Yeah, I do like that.
Ryan Blaney turns it on in the playoffs, and he's hot already at the right time. He's good at Talladega, he's great at Vegas, and he's good at Martinsville. I think that round just sets up perfectly for him. And I have William Byron, who I think's probably been the most consistent guy this season. He had that bad stretch. But a storyline. It is also 30 years from Jeff Gordon's first championship.
I'm switching Larson and Byron. Thanks for that storyline.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
NASCAR want that storyline. NBC will love that storyline.
Yeah.
They'll be shying away from the Denny Hamlin one. But I think any of my round of 8 has a chance of making it, to be honest with you. I think Bell has a chance. I think Larson's been good this year. Just something feels different about that team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Larson can go out and win Vegas in the first race of the round of 8 and prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But he just has not been – he feels kind of inconsistent to me. Briscoe, I think, is the most consistent driver. I think he still has a shot to make it. And even Bowman could somehow make it. I don't see it. I think he'll be behind on playoff points by this point. But,
No,
I mean, those are good
no,
tracks for him. But I don't think he will. But I think any of my round of 8 has a shot in making it.
Mm-hmm. I agree, for sure. I mean, championship, it's up in the air this year, guys. I mean, anybody has a chance for sure.
I really went back and forth.
So to be clear, I have changed my final 4 to Kyle Larson and William Byron. I actually kicked out Briscoe because I realized I looked at the wrong stats. I think I left up the round of 12 stats for round of 8 when I made that decision. He still has a chance, obviously, but I am going to actually switch to Byron because of the storyline, and he has been the most consistent, and keeping Larson in there for Las Vegas really alone. So now it's time to give our champion. We gave our preseason champion. Now it's time to give our pre-playoff champion. Who's it going to be? Ben.
All right. So out of all 4 of my drivers, Byron, Blaney, Bell, Larson, I feel like this year our 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion is going to be the 24, William Byron. I feel like he's been the most consistent this year. Even though, like I mentioned earlier, even though he's been a little bit sluggish in the summertime, though, I feel like they've moved past that, though. But ever since that went to Iowa, though, I feel like they're back to the 24 that we're used to seeing, and I feel like it's going to be we're going to see it a lot in the playoffs. Though. I mean, he's got a lot of great tracks, Phoenix including, and I just can't wait to see what he can do in that round of 8. That's a number of great racetracks for him. So I got Willie B as the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion, Daytona 500 champ to start the year, and ends the year as the series champion.
Jenry, let's hear it.
I mean, I've really gone back and forth on this. I mean, I really like the idea of Denny Hamlin winning in this year suing NASCAR. But I think
oh my God.
I really think 30 years after the 24 of Jeff Gordon won his first championship, I think he will come up short to Ryan Blaney winning his second championship at Phoenix.
Oh, the switcheroo!
Oh, boy.
2020. I love it. I was like, oh,
Penske's good at Phoenix, and I think, would that only make him the third multi-champ in NASCAR active champ?
Yeah, because it's
Logano, Busch.
Yep.
Logano and Busch. There's nobody else, right?
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah, it's a good point.
And I predicted, you probably remember this, years ago, I said Ryan Blaney would have a better career than Chase Elliott.
You did.
He
And it didn't look like it, but damn it, he's here. We're here. Like,
I think they're even right now, but
they're even right now. But honestly, with a couple more wins, I think he's past Chase.
that being said, I think any of my Final 4 can win it. I'm just giving the benefit to a Penske car at Phoenix.
I forgot how beautiful that take has aged for you. Like it was rough at first. Chase took off, but next gen area happened and Chase sucks. So
yeah.
But Blaney, I mean, Chase don't suck. He's just consistent.
Yeah. You're right. I just miss when Chase Elliott knew how to drive the road courses in the car. Knew the Gen 6 car very well. Anyways, I'll go ahead and give Bulls away. His champion, I think, was his preseason champion. Maybe it was Josh's. I don't remember. It's been so long. Hopefully we wrote that down somewhere. But I guess I could go rewatch the video. His champion is Christopher Bell. We talked about it a lot at the start of the year. He is Phoenix's last winner. So in theory, he should be able to win it again, right? I don't have that though. I have Ryan Blaney, my preseason champion, getting the job done, getting his second championship, and yes, surpassing surpassing Chase Elliott. Why did I say Chinry 20? He's got a couple more championships to go to surpass Chinry 20. But yeah, Ryan Blaney, that's my 2025 champion. I started that way. I'm still got the vibes that it's going to continue to go that way. So I'm going to stick with my preseason prediction and take him as the champ. I got him leading 185 laps for a tiebreaker, if anybody asked. And Phoenix is the track owned by Penske. So we got the 12 back in victory lane at the end of the season. Any final thoughts? We're going to give we went way over, so we're going to quickly give our winner picks. That was quite the long conversation that we just went on. Definitely thought of some ways to clean it up in future playoffs, but we'll have to wait till next year for all of that. Yeah. So really quick, Ben, what's your winner pick for Darlington?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of drivers that I can definitely see starting off these playoffs really, really hot in Darlington. I mean, you got guys like Byron, Larson, Hamlin, but I'm going to lean towards my championship pick. I'm going with the 24 William Byron. Back in April, he led a race high 243 laps, but unfortunately did not get the win due to a late race caution. And I feel like this weekend, I think he is going to get his first Southern 500 win and third win of the year and his second crown jewel. So give me Willie B in the Southern 500.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give mine since that's also my pick. I have William Byron winning as well. To your point, dominated the Darlington race. Should by all means have 2 wins at Darlington over his career. He only has 1 to this point now, but should have gotten that win there. Blaney also was fast too there, but Byron definitely has the speed coming in this weekend, and so long as he can dominate like he did, if things go his way, I got Byron winning it. Chenry, who you got?
I got Denny Hamlin. After a bad week in court, that's probably going to happen tomorrow. He comes off and gets a big momentum win at Darlington.
He's got frustration to let off. I like it a lot.
Darlington sweep. I like it.
Chenry disappeared for a second. Welcome back, Mr. Chenry.
What was the last thing you heard?
No, whatever the last thing you said was.
Okay, yeah. Good. It just went blank after that, then came back.
Well,
that was weird.
Happy to have you back. So Chenry's got Hamlin. Me and Ben have Mr. Byron, and Bull picked Reddick before all the stuff came out.
Can I add something this week, though? A dark horse pick?
Go right ahead.
Sure.
I think Eric Jones runs top 5.
That's not dark. That's not even, I don't think it's a dark horse pick. Derek Jones is an outstanding take, and I actually need to look at the betting odds.
I wanted picking to win. I just don't trust that car.
Yeah, for sure. I would care to agree, but something seems to be special with Jones at the night race there. So
he randomly won in the legacy car there, didn't he? Or still Petty GMS?
It was still Petty GMS. Yeah,
Petty GMS.
He found a way to win. It was on speed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was on
strategy
speed.
Help.
It was on speed.
Well,
all right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and call it an episode. What may be the longest episode of the Slide Job podcast here. Who would have thought that could have happened here? It's the playoffs, man. We had to get through. We had to get the playoffs in. So, we thank you all for listening. Be sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, comment down below your guys' thoughts on our playoff takes. I'm sure you guys have plenty of them. Be sure to check out Ben Miller at Ben. Check him out.
I got it. It's you can follow me on X on at Ben Miller PXP.
Okay. I couldn't remember which one it was. Ben Miller PXP. It's been a second, I guess, since Monday. Chenry, where can the people find you? I forget yours. You're not Chenry 20.
Henry_20.
Is it that now?
It was Henry 29, but I looked. Chenry 20 came available, so I swooped it up.
Good stuff.
So I made the account. It wasn't there, but I tried my best one time to get it.
Follow me at LFC__99. Follow the CX Podcast Network anywhere at CX Podcast Network. And check us out on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon Music if you prefer to listen there. Should have said that at the beginning, but you can try that for next time. And, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.